Hello everyone, welcome back. For those who are new, my name is Carrie, and today I'm going to be talking about the best things to do if you ever visit Madrid, Spain. Now, I visited there with my friends for a couple of days, and we hit basically everything that I feel like there is to see in Madrid. So I'm gonna go through and tell you guys all of the things. They're not ranked in any specific order, more or less just things that are definitely worth seeing. And we also traveled kind of budget friendly because we are college students, don't really have a lot of money. So a lot of these things are very affordable. You don't need to pay to go into everything. However, a lot of the places that we did go to, especially monuments or museums, you can definitely pay to see the interior of them. I'm gonna split this up into locations or monuments that we've seen, along with foods or restaurants that we tried, and then finally activities that we've done. So starting with locations and monuments. Number 1, the Royal Palace. Now, the palace is the official residence of the Spanish royal family. However, now it's mainly used for state ceremonies. It's over 1.4 million square feet and has 3,418 rooms within it. Now, you do have to pay for the tour inside, which we didn't do. However, the whole plaza has a very wide open space where you're going to see a lot of tourists either dancing. You saw this group of kids doing a tic-tac dance, and then we also heard people playing songs on a guitar. And then you can walk through these gates that'll basically take you onto this ledge where you can see a great view of not the entire city of Madrid, but kind of a suburban area of Madrid, which is really pretty. Number 2, Retiro Park, also known as Parque del Bueno Retiro. Now, Retiro Park is one of the biggest parks in Madrid. It covers more than 125 hectares and has more than 15,000 trees planted all throughout. Now, when you're walking through Retiro Park, you'll definitely see a ton of monuments and gardens, and there was even a museum that me and my friends managed to visit. It was a bit on the smaller side, but it still had a lot of beautiful artwork that we could appreciate. Also within Retiro, you'll definitely see a lot of the locals either going for a stroll or hosting a workout class or learning how to roller skate. We actually walked by this entire class that had kids from the ages of like toddlers to full-on adults just learning how to roller skate, and it was actually really fun and looked fun to do as well. Definitely something I recommend, especially if it's a warmer day. It's gonna be so beautiful. It has a lot of greenery in it, which is something I feel like you don't really see within the city of European cities like Barcelona or Madrid, so definitely something to check out. Number 3, Puerta del Sol. Now, this is one of the most renowned central squares in Madrid, and it's like the heart of Madrid. Now, it houses 3 different significant points, and I'm not sure I actually saw these because there was so much construction that was happening within the plaza, and there were so many tourists and just always crazy busy. But it is the statue of the Bear and Strawberry, House of the Post Office, and Kilometer Zero. This area branched off into all these little side streets where you could have food, sit down, buy something for a souvenir, or just have a quick dessert. So definitely a place to check out and just walk around there. Number 4, Plaza Mayor. Now, I feel like actually a lot of European cities have this. I know we saw one in Mallorca as well. Don't know if there's one in Barcelona, but they kind of look the same. But basically, this is Madrid's Grand Central Square, and it is in one of the oldest parts of the city. They do different events here around the holidays, so they have like an Easter parade and a Christmas market. However, we visited on an average weekend, so we were still able to just kind of enjoy the scenery. There's a lot of people, very lively, especially on the warm days. You can sit down because they have a ton of cafes or restaurants, so you can grab a bite to eat, grab a coffee, and just enjoy it. I was also told that the rooms that you see within the plaza that are looking down onto it are hotel rooms, but I'm not 100% sure on that. Either way, it was super beautiful, super pretty, and just makes you feel like you're living this fever dream. Number 5, Gran Via. Now, this is literally the main streets of Madrid. It is an important landmark in the city because in the beginning of its construction within the 20th century, it was seen from a commercial, tourist, and leisure point of view. Now, it really reminded me of like a smaller scale New York City, and a lot of my friends also said the same thing. The skyscrapers are definitely not as big, but the way that it's just constantly moving feels a lot more fast paced than if you were, say, at Plaza Mayor. You'll definitely feel like, you know, the New York City vibes, but it was very beautiful. Definitely all the touristy shops that you can find there, cute little restaurants. You'll find all the nice, you know, American fast foods, and there's also all those people on the streets trying to shove things in your face to get you to buy them as well. So definitely check that out. There's also a Schweppes building. I don't know if I have a picture of it, but I'll insert it. I don't know what the whole hype is about the Schweppes building, but it's really cool. At night it lights up and like is all these different colors, and everybody just needs to get a picture of it. Schweppes is like a soda brand in Europe, so I've never heard of it prior to, but I guess it's really big here. You know, you have it as a mixer and it's really good. And then number 6, oh, I'm gonna butcher this, Templo de Debod. Now, apparently this is the best and only Egyptian temple in Madrid. Now, Now, the temple dates back to more than 2,200 years ago. In 1968, the Egyptian government basically sent over every single historic brick to Spain as a thank you for them preserving their monuments. Now, it's really pretty because it was on the edge of a small hill, and then over off into this other area was a place where a lot of people sat to watch the sunset, and it kind of overlooked the city of Madrid. However, I was a little disappointed because the pictures on Google Maps that show you what this temple is supposed to look like did not look like it when I went, and the line to get a picture in front of it was extremely long, so we didn't do that. It was still a great piece of architecture to appreciate. Moving on to foods and restaurants. I only have 3 in this because I don't remember all the places we went, but these are definitely like the top 3 ones that I would recommend if you ever came to Madrid. So first you have Gines Chocolaterîa. Now, Madrid is known for their churros con chocolate, so you definitely need to check one of these out. I think it's a chain because I feel like I've seen multiple of them in Madrid. Now, me and my friends, we each got our own cup of chocolate, and it's basically like this thick, super creamy hot chocolate. You can drink it. I did a little bit, but I feel like I could only have a couple sips before I was like, okay, a little too much. And then you get, you know, all these really long, these were long churros that we got, and we got to dip them in our chocolate and eat them. Now, in America, I know they like to coat their churros in like a ton of sugar, but here they're plain. So it's just, you know, the deep fried dough, and you dip them in the chocolate because honestly, the chocolate is enough. 10 out of 10 recommend. If you go to Madrid, you cannot forget the churros and chocolate. Number 2, 100 Mondaditos. I've never heard of this. I think this is also a chain kind of all over Europe because I've seen one in Barcelona, and I've seen one in Mallorca as well. So 100 Mondaditos is basically this sandwich place. They have finger food sandwiches like this big, but they have, you know, I feel like over 80 varieties. You can get pulled pork, chicken, fish, beef, whatever you want. So I got 2 hot dogs and 2 pulled pork ones, which were really good, and each of them come with a side of chips, and they are literally like €1 each. The food's decent, but for the price that you get them at, definitely worth it. I got about 4 of them, probably under all €10. Got some chips with it too. It was more than enough food. Super good if you're on the go or if you just need a budget-friendly meal. Finally, in foods, I have the San Miguel Market. Now, this is definitely a place that you want to visit. It is one of the classic examples of how a historic building has bounced back and become one of the most popular and touristy attractions. Now, they basically have foods of every culture. They're super fresh and super delicious. I actually did not buy anything because the price was a little expensive, and every time that we went, we'd gone after I'd already eaten, so I wasn't super hungry. But it's definitely a place that you need to get some food if you are visiting, because you know what? You're on vacation, spend your money, it's okay. Now, moving on to activities. We didn't do a ton of things because I feel like the majority of the things that we did in Madrid were more like touristy, kind of just seeing them, but we did do a couple activities. So the first one is the Museo del Prado, the Prado Museum. Now, this is an amazing art museum. I think it was about 3 or 4 floors. Each of them were huge. There were like literally 100 rooms, could not keep track. We did this deal, I don't even know, one of my friends told us about it, but we were able to go in, I think like 6 o'clock and later, and it was free. So we got free admission to it. Again, budget friendly, super beautiful museum. I couldn't get a lot of footage there. I got yelled at for trying to take a picture of something, but there's so many beautiful artworks there and so many different artists that have their art there. And I'm currently taking like 2 art classes at my school in Barcelona, so I kind of recognized actually a lot of the art, and those classes have definitely helped me to appreciate the art more and, you know, really learn about the culture of them. So if you love art or you love historic things, definitely go check that out because it was beautiful. We did not have enough time to hit everything because we only had about 2 to 3 hours when we were in the museum, but still worth it if you have the time or if you want to purchase the tickets to be able to have more time in it. The second activity, we are college kids, of course, so we do have to go to the top rated club in Madrid. Now, it's called Teatro Kapital, and I think it's actually ranked on one of like the top, I don't know, 10, 20 best clubs in the world. But yes, we had to go, and it's known for its 7 floors. Now, don't be fooled by that because I thought it was gonna be like, you know, legit 7 floors of just complete packed like sardines on a dance floor, but majority of the floors were more like balconies that kind of overlooked the main dance floor part. We also paid €23 to get in, plus another €3 for our coach coat check because it was cold when we went. So it was already 26 euros that we spent just to go out to a club, but I mean, it was kind of worth it. We got 2 drinks included and the drinks were not weak, and we met a lot of great friends there. We had actually met some really great hostel mates in our hostel, and so we went out with them and we had fun. It was a lot smaller than I imagined. I mean, it's definitely like a go there once just to say you've been there, but it's not something I would do like in every weekend type of club. So yeah, I would probably rate Kapital like a 7 out of 10. Once again, all of the activities we did are super budget friendly. I mean, majority of the things we just needed to see the outside of it, and if you have the money or want to see the inside, go for it. But I'm sure you can also look up pictures on the internet of what, you know, like the palace looks like on the inside or whatever. But I think we did a lot of walking every day just to see everything. We did the 10 trip metro card, which you can definitely look into. Super easy. You just buy it at the metro station when you get off the train or probably at the airport, and you're able to have 10 trips to use. But everything that we went to was super walkable, so you know, we didn't go anywhere that we were walking more than a mile towards. That's definitely good. And then I also just want to talk about our hostel really quick. I think this is actually a chain. They're called the Generator, but we stayed at like the Generator Madrid one, so it was right in kind of the city center, sort of. It was very, very close to Gran Via, and it was awesome. I mean, I didn't even feel like I was staying in a hostel. I felt like I was staying more in a hotel because it was so nice. We had super thick comforters. The beds were so comfy. You have a nice big like cubby to put your bag or luggage in or whatever. You know, you had a bathroom, a shower, a nice sink. It was awesome. We stayed in an 8-person co-ed. Don't be scared by that. If you're with your friends, honestly, it's a fun time. You know, you might meet some new friends like we did. And honestly, you're only sleeping there. You're touring most of the city. So overall, Madrid was super fun. If you ever end up traveling, you definitely need to hit all of the places that I mentioned and definitely tour some other things. I'll probably throw in a few clips at the end of things that I didn't talk too in depth of, but other things that I visited that were super great. Honestly, you can find a lot to do in Madrid. Search up, you know, top 20 things to do. You'll find a whole list of things that even we didn't tour. Honestly though, you'll probably only need 2 to 3 days to really hit the main things in Madrid, but staying 4 or 5 days, you might be able to hit more of the other things that I didn't mention in this video. Let me know if you've ever visited Madrid or if you ever have any plans visiting it. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!